Alright, let's do CSS battle time, and we have, I don't know, dots and bars, but in an odd configuration. What does that remind me of? I don't know what. Alright. I want to try something. I want to do borders. I want to see if borders will work on this. This is probably really stupid and crazy, but I'm going to try it. And then, I mean, we could do gradients on it because it's pretty symmetrical. The conic gradient here and the radial gradient here. This could be just a purely background solution. Pretty easily. Very easily. Okay, that'll be my fallback when the borders don't work. Let's see, border inline, and then we're gonna do, I'm guessing 40 pixels solid, and I'm gonna do color. Color it because I'm gonna have two different border declarations here. Okay, there we go. Let's get our background in here too. If I type it correctly, we will get the background in there. Darker pink. Okay. Let's margin it down. Let's see. I'm gonna do just the left-hand side one first, and then the right. Then the right-hand side one should just be like a duplicate of it. So we need 90 on the bottom and like 50 on the side. Okay. Okay, 30. And then this one needs to be, let's turn on the diff. I think close. Okay, we need to turn this up. Okay, and then this is 50 pixels apparently. All right, so we have that. Now what I want to know is we did border inline. Will a border block, it's probably 50 pixels too, isn't it? Well, I'm just going to start with 40 pixels. Dotted. What does that look like? Oh, well, that looks interesting, but it's not what I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping it would not be in line with the edges of those borders, but that doesn't make sense because it's not how borders work. Kind of a curious design. I'm actually kind of glad to know it makes that shape. Okay, so I could do... Yeah, borders won't work. I'm going to go to my fallback. Let's go background. Let's get our radial gradient going. 1Q. We are going to do, let's see, what is this? From edge to edge, around 60 pixels to 110 pixels at 50. So I think I do 25 pixels for my, because it's a radius. So Windows V, 25 pixels, comma, and then this. Okay, so then I want it to repeat. So I'm deciding if I would need the @ syntax at all. Yeah, because I am doing repeat, I could probably just do position. Let's turn on the diff and walk it where we want it to be. No, oops, wrong button. $100 by 100, 10, 20, 115. So it's going to be 115 as well. No. 95 it looks like. Great. I don't like that as much, but it's going to be like negative 95 for that one. So I might end up using that syntax too. Let's do our sizing, 200 pixels about. Let's see, 150, 40. No. Let's turn off the diff. Let's see what I'm actually looking at here. Seem about the right spacing? No, that's too big of a spacing. Let's get the right spacing and then we'll change our positioning. Seems about right. Let's walk it over some more. Well, trying to figure out which way I'm going. Oh. I'm not looking at things. Alright. I'm still not looking at... Why is this not working how I expect it to? I am being really silly. 80, 90. Okay. 120, 30, 140, 50. Really? Alright. Well, let's see if that also works. I'm not pressing down. Getting used to this keyboard still. It's kind of difficult when... Okay. I think this is much too big. There we go. Okay, just walking stuff around, man. It's never fun. Is this a spacing issue or a positioning issue? And this is where, like, okay, this is a spacing issue, obviously. Let's go 190. What I might end up doing is doing at syntax and seeing if that simplifies this whole calculation. Because that's kind of, I don't know, I feel like that's a little bit on the ridiculous side. Okay, so I think I need to put actually the conic gradient on top. Hey, it's actually auto-completing the conic gradient now. That's new. It wasn't doing that before. Good work. Okay, what am I doing? We are doing... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3/4 of the transparent, and then I'm going to make this shape here, and I'm going to make it in the top corner. I'm going to move it down. Oh no, I have to make this shape here. Will this work? It's so similar to the conic gradient I did yesterday, but horizontal instead of vertical. I gotta wrap my head around what the conic, you know, I'm starting at 0. I can change where I start at, but if I'm starting at 0, what's the square grid that I am repeating? And that's kind of how I look at these to figure them out. And if I repeat that one, I think this won't work as easily on a conic gradient. I don't want to do a linear gradient. It's too many color stops. Let me think about this. The reason why I don't think it'll work with the conic gradient is because I want it to repeat in two different ways across the same axis. Ooh, that was weird. The cursor got huge for a second. So I can make this and make it repeat like that, but I need to put it in another element to make it repeat here. And that'd be easier just as a single element in a linear gradient. If I margin down the HTML, this radial gradient for the dots will not stay where it is. It's going to repeat a lot more crazy. But you know what? I bet we can use that. But I won't have the pink background that way. No, I have the radial gradient for the pink background. The linear gradient will repeat though, unless I put a no repeat on it. I think I'm overcomplicating this. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm making this much harder than I need it to be. I could probably do a border dotted on the HTML and scale it so that it spreads out, or even on the body. And then this, oh, there it was again. It got big again. Interesting. It's just boxes. Those could just be box shadows. I don't want to do box shadows personally. It's just so... Border inline is nice. It's just two sets of border inline. I'm running through, sorry, I'm going silent because I'm running through all sorts of different combinations and scenarios, and I'm not finding any that I really like. Okay. If the conic gradient is this, it's just this box, then it repeats there. Yeah, it won't repeat like that. So that doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's just do our border solution. Let's get it into play with the body, and then we'll add a paragraph tag, and that should work quite nicely. And then what I'll do is I'll try make that work, and then I'll pull off this radial gradient and see if I can make a border dotted work on the HTML and just adjust the margins from there. And I think that'll be the better way to go. So let's go get our margins. It was like 90 on the top. Yep. Ooh. And that lands it perfectly on those inner ones. Can I just do, I have an idea. So if we hit a paragraph tag, can I just do a margin of like 0, negative 50 or something to just pull it out. Oh, and give it a height. What's the height? What do you think it is? Let's say 100 for right now. We can fix that. I don't need the pixels suffix on that. Let's add it in, see where it appears. It did not appear. Border inline. Let's throw an outline on it, just see what I'm doing wrong. Oh, it's there. I just didn't move it out enough. Okay. Why is... Oh, still not enough. Okay. There we go. And move this up. Take the outline off. Alright, so that's not... Let's hit submit. Let's just see what that is. That's a little more interesting. 231. Okay. Let's clean some of these up. 50 pixels. Let's get our extension going. Unit golf. I can't remember. 50 is 53Q. Okay. See if it accepts it. Alright, let's come over here and check some of these. 200 is going to be 50 VW. 150 is 50 VH. Which is an improvement. Let's look at 230 and 190. Oof. There's not very many good options for this. Although 2.4 inch works. Oh, it's the same number of characters. All right. Percentage work here. I always check this, and I think oh, okay. It does. We're moving. Let's see. It looks like it both 57 and 58 are off by a fair margin, so I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work. Let's go 57. I wish it did. It'd be cool if it did, but it's not. Okay, so 230 it is. Let's look at unit golf, 190, 201Q. It's the best I can hope for. Okay, so that whole mess right there is just a whole lot of extra characters. If we can make a border dotted work, that'd be pretty cool. So let's minify, get our final character count. And I'm not going to move things around to put the gradient last to try to get rid of the parentheses. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so 152. It's something. It's something. Alright. Let's take this part. And let's get rid of this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to select, the HTML. We're going to delete that part so our everything, cascades properly. And we're going to say border dotted. No, why am I doing it that way? I don't know. 50 pixels. Dotted, and we'll end up doing the color property, but for right now let's just get it the right color. Okay. And let's margin it. It's going to be like 30. Ooh, well, that's the height. We need to take the margin off of this thing. Let's go 0. There we go. 10. Okay, that's good. And then I think this is like 10. Okay, 10 by 10, and then everything else is right. We've just got some extra stuff. We need a background now of this so we can actually see the colors properly. Okay, that's starting to look a bit better. I think scale is what's needed. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Scale is not my friend. Okay. Weird. Alright. So, I have used scale before. But it elongates the circles. So, I'm not getting the spread. Like with the dots, you can kind of use scale and margin, not dashes. You can use scale and you're stretching or squishing them, but with a circle, that's not going to work. So border dotted does not really work on this scenario. Let's look at this again. Let's go negative 50. Let's see if we can get the dots lined up. Okay, so they jump right as it's about to be right. Yeah, I think they're... again, I am at the wrong position when I'm trying to look at these numbers. I'm not worried about the squares right now. I'm just looking at the dots, seeing if I can get them. Yeah, once we get, there's a certain point where they kind of isolate between their spacing and then collapse again, and then they collapse. And so I think I'd have to do, like, I don't think I can actually get them to line up with the border dotted, so it's not even worth chasing at this point. I'm going to back this all the way. Actually, let's go to my solutions, 100%, 152. I think that's what I got. I've spent long enough as it is, so wish I could do better. I'm not happy with the circle portion of this. I wonder if, I feel like there's going to be a combination of just margining in, like if I did the borders on the HTML and then you margin it down, you automatically get this repeat on it. And so I wonder if we could get that and then get rid of the paragraph tag completely and then do just use our margins and just minimal maneuvering with this after those margins. If I had more time, that's what I explore. So anyways, hope you're having fun with this, and I'll catch you later.